Yeah, I know it has been a little bit, okay? I've been slacking on the weekly recaps. I have, but here we go. We're going to do another one. I plan on doing an overall portfolio review shortly, too, because a lot's changed really in the last 3 weeks. And you can see really in the value of both of my portfolios, the Robinhood and the M1. We've had a lot of gains lately in the last month, but we'll just go over this week and start doing this again. So, start off with the two portfolios, look at the week ahead, what's coming up, compared to the indices, how we performed, and then we'll also go ahead and look at some of the news from this week. There's a good bit of news we'll cover as well. So, if we're looking at the Robinhood portfolio, not much this week. Actually, not that crazy of a week. Only up $21, right around 22 or 0.09%. So not crazy. On the month though, still I'm up 8%. Gotta love that. It's around $2,000. Love that. So it's been a really good month for me. As far as all time now, worth looking at. All time now on this portfolio up 66.4%. Or $10,100. Really proud of that number, and I want to see that keep climbing. Again, we could be in for some adversity potentially in 2021, but I don't know. Regardless, at the end of the day, I'm going to keep investing through anything, and if we see a dip, I'm going to buy in heavy. So definitely always keep invested, and that's what I did this year, and that's why I ended up so positive right now. If we look at this week prior, I bought $50 worth of Facebook, nothing crazy, 0.18 shares. So I put $50 into this portfolio every week. Nothing too crazy. Microsoft paid a dividend $2.44. Target paid a dividend $4.38. And DIV, the Global X Super Dividend Fund, also paid a dividend of $1.09. Nothing crazy, but not a lot of capital in that one. So pretty nice. Moving on to the M1 Finance portfolio, really enjoy what happens here. On the week, though, I am down 0.93, so that's not super exciting for sure. But if you look all time, up 84.28. That's including dividends, obviously. Overall, $560 in earned dividends, which I'm very happy with. Seeing as this portfolio was started in 2018, and I really only started building it up this year very, very heavily. So I really do like that. Again, millionaire by age 40. That's the goal here, boys. That's the goal. And we're going to accomplish that. We are. If you look at just the holdings in terms of the positions, I'm only up 29.88%. But again, in 2 years' time, I'm pretty excited about those gains. I can't lie to you. Especially in the middle of everything going on. To be up 29.88%. is pretty solid, so really cool. As far as activity for the week, nothing crazy. IBM paid a dividend, $3.19 for me, and Microsoft paid $1.89. So cool stuff. That's it for the M1 Finance portfolio. You love to see it, and I want to see this obviously keep growing. At some point, it will surpass the Robinhood, unless obviously those positions just outperform. We'll see. It's a little bit different of a strategy. There's some of the same positions in there, but a little bit different strategy. So as far as the week ahead, it is a pretty important week for me, mostly because of ex-dividend dates. So this week ahead we have Gilead Sciences, we've got Garmin and Iron Mountain, all having an ex-dividend date. Iron Mountain going to be the largest one of those, obviously, for me, because typically you'll be seeing somewhere around $20 is what I get paid out in my Robinhood portfolio for Iron Mountain. So it's good to have these equity stakes that are pretty valuable in terms of dividend yield. Get some nice dividends from them. I like Iron Mountain a lot. So Garmin's not going to be significant, but Gilead's, I like Gilead a little bit. Pretty good. As far as what the indices did, we got to compare. We got to do it. The Dow Jones here, still 30,000. Can't be upset, but down 0.57 on the week. Year to date, up 5.28. So overall, pretty good year actually for the Dow. You can't lie, with everything going on. It's a pretty darn good year. So pretty nice to see. The S&P 500 was overall down 0.96. But year to date, still up 13.3, which is a really good year for the S&P 500. And the NASDAQ was down 0.69. But overall, for the year, up 37.95. It's freaking incredible. 37.95% on the year, which again is a justified response because of these tech stocks that saw a big benefit. My assumption is the NASDAQ will probably underperform the other indices in 2021. So just keep that in mind if you're a large tech holder, which I am in my Robinhood. So we will definitely see how that looks if I change some positions up. But overall, our Robinhood portfolio outperformed all the major indices by a decent bit, and I underperformed all of the indices with my M1, so it kind of just balances out. So 2 different strategies, and you see how that works for you. As far as news, Mr. John Stankey, AT&T has announced that they're going to be releasing all of their 2021 movies in theaters and on streaming same day. But typically, what they mentioned for the streaming, it's not going to be on their service permanently. It's going to be on their service temporarily for a month or two, and then they're going to remove it from the service for a while. So that way they keep people every single month on HBO Max instead of just letting it all sit there and then at some point someone just pays for a month and they binge watch every single show. So Disney's done the exact same thing now too, where they've announced both in-theater and streaming options. So I do really feel as if movie theaters are on their way out. They're going to phase them out, and we'll probably see a new phase of some sort for movie theaters. It'll be a little bit different, but your traditional movie theater experience probably will not exist here within the next year, is my assumption, next year or two. AT&T did get a bid finally for DirecTV, which is a $15 billion, which includes the debt, which is pretty massive. Again, don't know necessarily what that looks like because they paid, obviously, a ridiculous amount. It's definitely easily the worst deal in history as far as any business processes. I mean, they're losing $40 billion likely on this bid. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad stuff. Airbnb IPO'd, and obviously the first day they absolutely freaking went bonkers. They IPO'd at 68, and they after the first day sat at 139.25. So it is something I am certainly considering. Already putting put options out for it because I just don't think that's a viable thing at all. You're talking about a market cap of $81 billion is ridiculous, and the company loses money hand over fist. I think at some point the market gets wise to that, and it could go down pretty decently. Walmart has announced they will be in more than 5,000 pharmacies receiving vaccine doses for the virus. We all know about the virus, but they're going to be distributing COVID vaccine doses. Pretty interesting. We have obviously the new console kickoff in November. Pretty crazy. Overall, video game sales rose 35% year over year to a record of $6.97 billion, which is incredible. That's freaking crazy. That's really, really crazy. Record spending of 1.4 on new hardware. Obviously, consoles 58% from last year, which would be a lot higher if obviously these consoles didn't sell out. But every single one of them has PS5s. You can't get them anywhere. Xbox, you can't get them anywhere. If they didn't sell out, it'd be crazy. Which means December is going to be a strong month as well. So keep that in mind. Obviously, PS5 was the dollar sales leader. Not a shocker. Highest platform launch month in terms of dollars and units in history, which is freaking crazy. But still, the Nintendo Switch sold the most units overall in November. But as far as the launch month, PlayStation 5 has gone bonkers. So pretty crazy. Really, really good stuff. the full game chart by the year's biggest launch. Obviously, Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War. It is already 2020's best-selling game, which is obviously not a shocker. They just do crazy. Number 2, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Pretty cool stuff. And then we go the new Spider-Man game, and Madden 21 has dropped to number 4. That's fun, but yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. As far as Disney, obviously they had their Investor Relations Day, or their just Investor Day. Ridiculously crazy. If you haven't watched it, definitely watch it, because there's a lot of great stuff. This alone has a lot of info on it, but a lot of these analysts, after seeing this, are raising their price targets significantly, because this data they released and everything is incredible. This company's doing amazing, and now the stock's doing amazing. Happy shareholder, I can tell you that. Pfizer and the BioNTech vaccine has been given FDA clearance for use, and they plan to ship it right away. So, yeah, interesting. We're going to have some vaccines on the move. And we have AstraZeneca purchasing Alexion. Owners of Alexion will receive $60 per share in cash and 2.1 additional shares of AstraZeneca. Pretty cool. So, really cool stuff. $39 billion in cash, or $175 per share, which is a 45% premium compared to the closing price. So if you're an Alexion shareholder, you're probably pretty happy right now. Can't lie to you. But that's all I got for you this week, and I hope you enjoyed.